Anke Ma'at, everyone. Hatapu. Just wanted to come in and share a thought about the storm that's coming in. I know for some of us, we're in areas where the storm has already started. And for others of us, we are in places where the storm is impending and we're still waiting for the snow to begin. Um, I'm not here to talk about weather preparedness and emergency preparedness because we talk about those things a lot and a lot of people talk about them. And quite frankly, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. So you should already have your flashlights, you should already have your batteries, you should already have your ice, you should already have your shovels, all the things that you need. You should already have your extra water. We already know to do those things, right? So that's not really what I'm here to talk about today. Today, what I want to share though is one of my favorite winter practices, and that is what I want to share today is one of my favorite winter practices, and that is the practice of collecting snow. I love collecting snow. I do it every winter. Whenever we have snow, I collect snow, and I like to use snow for different spiritual and magical practices. Now, we're all using water for spiritual work for a variety of different things. 2026, our keyword for 2026 is flow. So we know that using water in our ritual and magical applications, it's hot in here, let me take these off. We know that using water in our ritual and our magical applications is necessary. Water is one of the most essential elements to the maintenance and the sustenance of life. So anytime we are doing any sort of life giving work, work around fertility, work around abundance, work around creativity or the act of creation, work around wanting to sustain, positive energy, work around cleansing, work around purification. Water is going to be a part of that. So when I'm collecting snow with the intention of having water to use for different spiritual and magical purposes. Water that I collect for snow, I like to use in a variety of different ways, actually. My favorite way, though, is for head washings, my own personal purification. Um, and using the water that I collected when it was in snow form, obviously it's going to melt, so then it's water. Um, uh, Putting that into a mixture and using that to do a head washing to purify myself, to cleanse and clear my hair, my head, to clear my thoughts, to help me to think straighter, think clearer, to get my energy right, to get my head right. Um, I sometimes also put a cup of snow water in a bath, a spiritual bath for myself, full body bath. You can also use snow water. You can put like a cap or a cup into a bucket of water to cleanse surfaces in your house, to mop floors or to clean cabinets, to clean countertops, because then you are not just doing your cleaning work, right, with your bleach and your fabuloso or have you, but you're also doing your cleansing work, right, with your spiritual water, okay, with your snow water. Um, you can also use snow water to clean spiritual items. I'm surrounded right now by spiritual items, so I am reminded that they also need to be cleansed. They need to be anointed. Your Orisha statues, your Neturu statues, they need to be anointed. They need to be cleaned. They need to be fed. Your crystals may need to be cleaned. Your goblets, etc. You can use snow water to help clean those items. Now, why wouldn't you just use regular water? You can. Water is water. You can just use regular water. It's no big deal. One of the things that I love about using snow water is that this is water that I've gathered from the earth myself. So by taking the extra step to go outside after it snows and to collect the water myself, taking the time to scoop it into a mason jar while I'm praying and while I'm doing hesi, while I'm chanting, while I'm speaking affirmations over myself, over the water, over my hands. That water now has my second. It now has my energy, my intention, because I've communed with that water in a different way versus like when we just go to the grocery store and buy like a gallon of water. Um, I also really like water from nature Many of us, we don't live in areas where we have wells on our land anymore. We don't necessarily go out to rivers to collect water anymore. We can, though. We don't necessarily go to oceans to collect water. We can, though, right? So if you have rivers near you, if you have an ocean near you, and you can go collect water for spiritual purposes, this is also an opportunity to consider how you might use that water as well. But water from different sources has different vibrations. Snow water carries both the vibration of storm, because storms are disruptive, storms push things around, storms create change, storms move and push and cleanse, right? And so you have that big storm energy, that energy of like movement and disruption. And then you also have the energy of snow, which is bright and purified and white and cleansing, light energy. And so after this disruption, the snow brings in this lightness, the snow brings in this clarity, the snow brings in this purity, right? And so when you use water that used to be snow, it is already charged with those vibrations, because it has gone through that experience. When you use water like a Poland Spring bottle from the store, you can pray over it, you can infuse it with that energy. When you collect it yourself, the act of collecting, again, brings your own Sekhem into it, or Ashe into it, brings your own energy into it, it brings your own self into it. When you think about the way that the water that came from the heavens to the earth in this form, it has that specific vibration to it. So again, if you choose to collect river water has a different vibration. If you collect ocean water, ocean has a different vibration. Lake water has a different vibration. Rainwater also has a different vibration than snow. So any of those waters can be collected and used for spiritual purposes. I want to offer the disclaimer that I don't typically drink my snow water. If any of you are more adventurous on that front than I am, please let me know how that works out for you. I would love to hear the results of your consumption of snow. But I don't typically consume it. I do use it in some of the ways that I talked about before. And I think that those are a lot of really cool ways that we can use water, and again, we're already using water for those ways. And this is just an opportunity to commune with water in a different way, commune with the element of water, commune with nature, and be a bit more engaged in the harvesting and the collecting of this natural resource that we're going to use for our spiritual work. So I just wanted to give you guys the opportunity to maybe plan for that as the snow in your area starts to slow down and it becomes safe to step outside. Take a large jar with you. If you have a scoop or a small shovel, I actually use like a small digging tool that's really for gardening. And I usually use that to scoop into the jar. And of course, when it melts, like snow is going to pack up real tight. So it's going to fill the jar. When it melts, it's going to be like a third of the jar. And that's okay. And again, think about doing your Hesi. Think about singing your spiritual songs. Think about speaking your affirmations as you're doing this work, so that your Ashe or your Sekhem is all in that energy, all in that work. And then you have snow water that you've collected for some of your magical works coming up. So I hope this helps. I hope this opens the way for you to have some really beautiful experiences. Stay safe during the storm. Stay warm during the storm. And I'll talk to y'all soon.